Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my ex-husband's girlfriend a part of the inheritance? I, 58 female, was married to a man for 16 years and we had a son. After my son was killed by a drunk driver, we couldn't support each other. We divorced 6 years ago. I moved to a different state and we have not spoken since then. About a month ago, I was contacted by the executor of his will and informed of his death. His latest will was written about a year ago. When I went, I was informed that he left me everything, except for $10,000 that he left to his girlfriend. They were together for 2 years and lived in the same house. Now his girlfriend is demanding that I surrender all of the inheritance to her. She says that I wasn't the one that was there for him when he was drowning in his grief, that I moved on while he was still feeling guilt over the death of our son. I have refused to so far, but I still feel a bit guilty since I am planning to sell the house, our marital house. I couldn't bear to stay in it after our son's death. So she will have to look for housing. She can't afford to. She doesn't have a job. Also, I make a good living and own a house outright, inherited from my parents. So, am I the a-hole? Edit. Since this seems like a frequent question, I offered her to stay at the house free of charge for the next 6 months before I put it on the market. Also offered her choice of whatever she wants to take from my ex personal effects and house furniture she wants to take. That and the continued use of the car. Top comments. Here's a comment. Not the a-hole. He left her money but felt he deserved more. She had her inheritance. Don't give her a penny. He clearly had a reason to leave it to you. I am so sorry about your son. Here's another comment from Fiana9. Your husband obviously seemed to still love you, and you, him, I'm sure, and many relationships can't survive such a profound loss. He wanted you to be taken care of, I'm sure, and had only been with the girlfriend a short time. It's very kind of you to give her time to get her life in orders as well, but it might be smart to get a contract sorted with a timeline. Here's another comment from Neat Nance. It feels as though he left what he associated with your son to her. The house belonged to the two of them and had their happy memories tight-knitted with it. He felt it was right for her to have it, and she is to do what she feels she should do. Not the a-hole, OP. I'm sorry for your losses. Here's another comment from M. K. I also think you wanted OP to be 1000% financially secure. I know OP says they don't need it, but you never know what is down the road, and I see this as have it in case of medical financial emergency. Money, because he wouldn't be there to help you out. It was his last way to take care of OP when they couldn't take care of each other. So sorry for your loss as well. Here's for the next story. Am I the a-hole for leaving my boyfriend at the family event after he refused to stop talking about our private moments? I, 22 female, have been dating my boyfriend at 23 for almost 2 years now. We love each other very much and are in the process of moving into our first apartment. I have no issue with my boyfriend at all except for one thing that is a small pet peeve. He lends to gossip. I had no problem with this originally, but it started to become a slight issue in our relationship when I would notice how he would talk about things that personal to his friends or family. I usually try to ignore this, but today was my final straw. Yesterday, we decided to attend his younger sister's birthday, and most of the time, my boyfriend drives, but his car has recently broke down, so I drove him using my car. I'll admit, I'm not too close with his family. I have a severe stutter and tend to get stuck on sentences, so most of the time, the family doesn't try to make much conversations with me, even though I try to communicate with them. During the birthday event, I noticed my boyfriend was with his family members when I heard a comment regarding me in him. I don't know who in this group said it, but the comment was in the line of, so when you be going at it with your girl, does that stutter of hers get worse? My boyfriend laughed and started talking about my stutter affect our private moments. I got upset, asked if I could speak to my boyfriend privately, and pulled him aside. I asked him if he could not talk about our private moments, and if someone were to bring it up, tell them to also stop. My boyfriend agreed and we went back out. Later during the day, the family had a barbecue and I offered to help set up the tables. Once again, I heard my boyfriend made a sexual joke and heard my name and how I was such a cute squealer. Again, I pulled him aside and told him that I didn't appreciate the joke and that if I have to ask him one more time about how I felt, I was going to leave the event with or without him. My boyfriend got upset and said that I don't know how to take a joke and that I shouldn't be getting upset about this since they're not actually making fun of my stutter. I was so devastated over the situation that I had to leave without him. I got home and just had the day to myself to not have a breakdown. Today, my boyfriend and a couple of family members called or text me saying that I was so messed up to leave my boyfriend without a ride and that I needed to apologize for him. Overall, saying that I was overreacting about the situation. I don't know how to process this. Am I the a-hole? Now for the comments. Here's a comment from Where My People At. Oh my god. Okay, oh my god. Before I get going, not the a-hole for leaving him there. But I really want to be direct with you, OP. You keep saying a slight issue, a small pet peeve. I had no problem with this. I'm 31 and have dated my fair share of men, often for spans of around 1 to 3 years. And I've dated a couple men who did this. What you are describing isn't a slight issue or a small thing. It's a systematic pattern of disrespect, and it doesn't get better. It's ridiculous that you had to pull your boyfriend, a 23-year-old man, aside and tell him that you weren't okay with joking about your sex life with his family. He was also joking about your stutter. Neither of these things is typically fodder for some fun family ribbing, especially as a partner coming into the family. This is not some obscure thing that is challenging for people to pick up on. It's a sort of social courtesy 101. He knows better. His family knows better. He knows you don't like it, and he is continuing to do it. You were patient and communicative about the issue, and yet he went on to describe you as a squealer to his family. That almost breakdown is absolutely something he caused deliberately. This isn't normal. This isn't a small thing. It is a very, very, very big thing. This is the kind of man who will laugh at you in the delivery room, who will joke about a UTI with his buddies, who will share your news, who will make sure your friends know and mock all your vulnerabilities, who will say it's just a joke when you cry, who will roll his eyes when you communicate your discomfort, who will constantly push the boundaries of your sexual life. You are 22. I know you both love each other, but does he respect you? Because you are worthy of respect, my dear. How often do you swallow down your feelings in your relationship? How much do you compromise for this guy? How many tiny indignities have you suffered? Does he take you seriously? Does he treat you with courtesy? Does he have unreasonable expectations for you? Do you feel respected? I am so sorry you were put through this endeavor. I wish I could give you a big hug. Good for you for leaving him there. The next step is to leave him altogether. You will be bombarded with messages telling you that you were wrong, to apologize, to make nice. Don't listen. Get angry. Run. Edit. Formatting sorry. Edit too. Thank you so much for the awards. Holy hell, I'm so sorry that this experience is so widespread. For everyone who's experienced this, I'm your aunt now, and I will defend your entitlement to respect and common decency to the death.